Good morning. The porch has been a disaster for many years. So we're just trying to make it... I finally got Hazel to move all of her trees she was keeping here for some reason. Now we just have a, let's see, a shovel, a knurl, I think, and some gloves. Now I'm working on like a fun awning thing to really work with the height of this area. Putting some bamboo across it to add like a little visual interest. My plan is to fix the wobbly step. However, all of my screws are this big. Tiny. Hazel lent me a purse that she wasn't using so that I could put my notebook and my phone and my wallet.
And your calendar, right?
And my calendar. I need my calendar a surprising amount, actually.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want anything else. And I would be keeping all that stuff in my pockets. It just gets annoying after a while.
To have a hero. Huh? To have a hero, we're going downtown to have a hero.
What's a hero?
It's like a Greek sandwich.
Oh, a euro?
Yeah, a hero.
The one that's spelled gyro.
Yeah. G-spot. Well, see ya.
Hardware store is going to close in 4 minutes and we're on the wrong side of town because it took 30 minutes to get a taco. It's crazy. Our whole house is pretty soon just gonna be lit by these different ominously glowing orbs. And then over here, in this room, an orb. In this room, an orb. In that room, an orb. These are the questions. They printed out super tiny. Just wanted to respond to one question specifically. Is there any video that you explain the meaning of the mysterious hitman arm rolling that pancake in the end of your videos? And I'd like to know the meaning of #stop. Thanks. Smiley face. YouTube user Jean Carlos. YouTube user Jean Carlos, that is not a mysterious hitman arm. I have so many problems with this comment. 1, that is not a hitman arm. Hitmen do not wear tweed jackets, they wear ill-fitting black suits. 2, it's not mysterious, it's my hand. It's me, I did that. And 3, how does that read as a pancake? Maybe records aren't as big of a cultural touchstone as I thought they were? But that's supposed to be a record spinning around and then coming to a stop, and then me straightening it. That's supposed to be. I tried to make this as clear as possible by like making it spin, making it have a record noise attached to it, like that. That sound is a sound of a record that I recorded. I have no idea how you got pancake out of that. And hashtag stop is how I end all of my tweets. It's kind of embarrassing, actually, because when I started Twitter, I thought I was so smart. I thought, oh, tweets are a way to send short messages long distances. What else is like that? Telegrams. All telegrams end in stop because telegrams can't use periods. So instead they would say, you know, did you get the letter I sent you? Stop. Love, your Aunt Shannon. Stop. You know, instead of a period. Because if you put a dot in a message that's all dots and dashes, you mess everything up. It's just better. So I thought to myself, why don't I mix these two forms, the tweet, the telegram, with hashtag stop and put it at the end of each of my tweets. Now, I have run into problems with this because people think that I'm telling them to stop. People think that I'm being rude. People think that I have some sort of message behind what I'm saying, like, I really liked your video, hashtag stop. See, it feels weird. It feels kind of weird. The problem is, I've ended every single one of my 9,434 tweets, and every one of them has ended in hashtag stop. So I don't really feel like hashtag stopping. Got too much momentum. But if you want to see it in action, everyone who isn't YouTube user Jean Carlos, because he already follows me on Twitter, smart man, click right there and you can go and see my tweets. Oh. Can you see that? What do croissants need saving from, though? From YouTube user Cheesy Sweetums. Do you know where your croissants come from? Are you sure? Have you seen a croissant being made? Right now, there are thousands of croissantimals roaming the earth, but that number is diminishing every moment. Wild bakers are roaming the forests, murdering these animals, and preparing them in completely inhumane ways for you to consume for $1.99 at your local bakery. SaveTheCroissants.com. I already answered this question, but it's the sort of question I get all the time. YouTube user Zoe for Special asked, should they get a real mic or camera? And they have like some kind of point and shoot camera. And the thing is that sound is one of the really important things about video making. There's all these like statistics about how people watch a video that doesn't look very good if it sounds nice. And I have pretty much proven that because the cinematography in these videos is garbage, but the sound is killer. And that's not an accident. Now, should you invest in any part of YouTube? I would probably say no, unless you have money. If it's between buying a microphone and eating, obviously eat. If it's between buying a microphone and not going to the movies for a couple months, I would actually recommend going to the movies for a couple months because that's more fun. If you have like money you've set aside for hobbies and YouTube is one of your hobbies, then yeah, go ahead, buy a microphone. The one I use is linked in the description, you know? But if you're just starting out and you don't have any money, use what you have. Literally use what you have. This is what everyone says. That's because it's true. I've shot whole days of this vlog, pretty much just on an iPhone. Admittedly, a good iPhone. iPhones are not a cheap telephone. But if you're a person who already has an iPhone, buying a small point-and-shoot camera might not make any sense, right? If you're a person who has a $34 fake BlackBerry, you're probably not gonna be able to shoot good video on that, you know? So maybe a small camera might make sense in that situation. It's all highly dependent on all these moving factors that I don't know anything about and can't provide good answers to. But more important than, you know, a microphone or a camera, I would probably recommend getting a hard drive and making, like, just a ton of shitty movies. Just as many as you can. Figure out what you don't like. Figure out what you're good at. Make as many movies as you can. Make one every day. Make lots of shitty art. Okay. Let's go on to the next question. I know answering questions and drinking tea is kick the PJs thing, so I'm not going to do that. I'll figure out some other thing. This is just because it's nighttime and I can't drink coffee. Abominable Opal asks, so are you a film or art student? Would you say film or art school is worthwhile, or film or art major? I'm trying to figure out universities. Oh boy, university. Oh boy. I already answered this one in the comments, but I figured it was one of those ones that I should probably read out because it's kind of important. I am a film major at a liberal arts college. What that functionally means is that I do a lot of writing and not that much film stuff, which is why I'm doing a vlog, because I feel like I should be doing more working in my field, right? But would I say it's worthwhile? I'm certainly learning a lot more about, you know, stuff like feminism or, you know, historical approaches to representation in media. A lot of stuff that I think actually is pretty worthwhile, because I go to shows at other colleges where they obviously don't talk about this stuff, and it's just films about, you know, straight white boys fighting zombies or whatever, which can be fun, but when taken completely literally and with no like meaning to it, it just feels excessive and overwrought, you know? Like, they're fighting zombies and they're just like literally zombies, and it's not done very well, and it's not actually a point about you know, the plight of African Americans in the inner city, you know? Like, a zombie movie that's actually about the Detroit riots would be crazy interesting. And I think there is one like that, actually. Because things like zombies and aliens are just metaphors for how we feel about people who don't look like us. Or is it all right to kill people who are obviously just killing people, you know? Like, moral questions and stuff like that. That stuff's interesting. But when you don't have any of that background, you know, and you just make like a goofy slasher fic, I don't know, it just feels like gross and like you didn't work hard enough. And so in that sense, I would say going to college is worthwhile, but theoretically, you could gain that same perspective at home. You could, you know, read books or whatever. I mean, I was homeschooled. I'm not going to tell anyone to go to school. I mean, that's another thing. I was homeschooled. I didn't even go to high school. I would not recommend high school. But no one asks that question. Then everyone goes, oh, should I go to high school? You shouldn't. Should you go to college? College is completely different from every other kind of school. But it's also crazy expensive. It's that same thing like with the microphones or the cameras or whatever. If you can afford it, it's great. If you can't, think about it really hard. And I can't really say that much more than that. Like, I'm doing pretty well. It's been a really interesting experience for me. Will I have that same opinion when I'm not in college anymore? Maybe. Will I wish I'd found something else to spend however much money I've spent on college? Absolutely. Like, if I had all the money I spent on college in a pile in front of me, oh boy, I'd buy a helicopter. But, should I do another Q&A? I feel like I get a lot of questions. A lot of these that I responded to I'd already answered, but I wanted to expand a little bit more personally. Yeah, so if you have questions, use this hashtag. Let's do it. This hashtag right there. Use that. That way I'll be able to find it. Tweet me on Twitter or leave a comment, or don't add me on Facebook because I'm a real person. Add Save the Croissants on Facebook. I think that's in the description. Alright, that's it.